you're trying to, it's obvious that you are trying to snap out of this state of unhappiness, of discontent, of suffering. You're suffering, sweetheart. You're in trauma and you're trying to snap yourself out of it. But all of the things that you think might fix things or might help you out of that, that's not happening. And it's not happening because that's not what's going to fix it. That's not what's going to work for you. And so you have to find ways around it. You have to find ways around what ideally you think you need to get to a better place with yourself. Reaching for happiness right now is not the goal for you, because reaching for happiness for you is a very foreign concept at this point. It's a very foreign thing. You haven't had enough moments of just really consistent joy or happiness to be able to think back to or to bring forward into your now to use it as leverage. And so all you can think back to are the painful experiences, the suffering, the trauma. And so you're using dirty water to try to clean your clothes and get them cleaned off so you can enjoy them. The problem is the water's dirty. So trying to use emotions from your past, memories from your past, experiences from your past, and having them be consistently maintained in your thinking and in your everyday experience is probably doing you more harm than good. What I would suggest is, instead of reaching for happiness and instead of giving yourself too much time to reinitiate those old energies and old triggers, I highly recommend that you just find little things in your life that you can be content with or happy with. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to engage with people? Do you want to talk to people? Because if you don't, then that's not going to be an easy transition to make and to go from I isolate myself and keep myself away from everybody to I want to be around people when I'm walking around talking to everybody. That's a big shift to make. But there are ways that you can build a bridge so that you can still feel like you're more engaged with society, but you're also not allowing yourself to fester too much in your own stuff. I love what I do, and when I have too much time to think or to just be left to my own devices, it is not healthy for me, because what tends to happen is I start to over process. I am built I am a locomotive. I'm a locomotive. I am designed and built to do exactly what I'm doing right now. And if I am not expressing and releasing that energy in the way that I've been designed, then I am going to internalize it. It's all going to feed back on myself. And it's almost like a piece of equipment that has too much electricity. If it doesn't have some way of expressing that energy or electricity, it blows up and it self-implodes. And that's what's happening with you, is right now you have no proper outlet, no proper way to express your desire or your sense of love. There's love that exists within you. There's no way you're expressing it. There's no way you're properly releasing it. There's no way for you to express yourself in this world that is serving you at this point that makes you feel like you're adding something, like there's something here for you. And so that's the key at this point. The key is not to be happy and reach for it. The key is not to let yourself fester with the past. The key is not to spend too much time alone, because it's only going to hurt you. So the key for you to start to leverage some of this and to snap out of it is to reach for experiences outside of your immediate space or immediate life that can give you a experience different than just what you've had before and what you think you need. So, for example, planning a road trip to a place that doesn't have people. You can go and you can rent a Winnebago, or you can stay at a place. Maybe go for a hike in the Rocky Mountains, go to Sedona, or take a trip somewhere. You don't have to engage with people. You can do it without having to worry about people. Or volunteer time at a homeless shelter, because these people are grateful for anything that they can get. And so doing so helps you immediately to recognize how others are in a very different and in a much disadvantaged state. And it gives you a chance to just feel better about your own situation, even if that's all you get from it. Or working at a shelter for animals, or working, or even just going once a week and participating in a painting with a twist class where you can be amongst people, but you don't have to technically technically interact with them, but you get to feel like you're part of life, a part of, society. So any opportunity to express and to have an enjoyable experience outside of your safe space is a great way to start to leverage and give yourself a chance to reach for something more. Because the only way you're going to have loving people come into your life is by opening up space for them. And right now, the door is slammed shut and you're not letting people in. And you're basing a lot of that on trauma and fear and pain. And that doesn't serve you. So you're going to have to give yourself over and allow yourself an opportunity outside of your immediate space. And that will help to shift it. You can do it slowly. You don't have to force yourself into the world every day. But just doing once a week, once a month, is enough to start to shift and make a difference. But until you practice having enjoyable experiences in the world, in life, then all you will ever have is what is the status quo, what you sustain on a daily, regular basis. And that will not change. So that is a first step, a key to beginning. Again, it doesn't have to be happiness you're reaching for, just being okay. I'm okay with setting out a lawn chair at the beach next to the ocean and just sitting there and listening to the waves and just having fun, sitting there, listening to the waves. Like for me, that's fun. Just sitting there. I don't have to talk to nobody. I don't have to fish. I love fishing though, but I don't have to do anything other than just get a lawn chair, roll up to the beach, sit there and just stare at the beach and just sit there. If I want to draw something, but that's one thing that may be enjoyable for you. That's different from your norm. And if you introduce these more of these one little things, all of a sudden it shifts something within you because you start to acclimate, you start to adapt, you start to long for more of those. And all of a sudden you've opened up something and the universe is like, finally she's going to let us give her some stuff or let us bring her some things that she might enjoy. And then you'll start having some things starting to show up in your life that may bring you closer to more moments where you can experience joy or have a good time. And then the idea of being happy is going to naturally start to acclimate and become a part of your norm. So that's the key. But you have to introduce these moments of just, I'm okay. But I'm okay today. I'm okay today. Give that a shot. That has been my way to do it. So I know it works. And every single person that I've met who is stuck in the same situation, that has been the exit, is just giving yourself a chance to experience something other than what you experience on a regular basis and sustaining the status quo.